Learn, go. And I click this one right now. So example, I kind of like the example thing. Hello world. FMT. Hmm. Let's see if ChatGPT is good at this. Um, hello world in Go explained. So we don't know what FMT is. So uh, package mean defines a package name, very logical package. I understand. So FMT formatted IO functions like frontline, which makes me think of Pascal. Func main right there. Let's call function too. Mm, is Go similar to Pascal? Mm. C-like syntax, simpler, cleaner construct. Pascal user verbose. Yeah, so it's like again stuff. Memory management, automatic garbage collection, and this is yeah old. Uh, concurrency. Yeah, of course it's old. I meant in function naming. Hmm. Yeah, with begin and end. But that's the parenthesis. Mm. Yes, you have ones that return stuff and ones that don't return stuff. So it totally didn't get that I meant the print line. Here's the write line though. So I was totally off. So I think that we better make a new one because otherwise I will get stuck on that topic. Actually, let's copy the old this one. Um, we can close that again. So this copy. Um, it is still running the VM. Run go uh, compile run use go in Windows and Linux. As I've never done it, you know. Windows download is Golang, Ubuntu, or download. So just Golang. Create a file, hello go. Oh, so we don't have to compile it for running it. So my question was more useful than I thought. Go build. Run, executable. Go build, go run. So let's make some go nodes. So this is still going here. So I might shut it down, but I'll give it, let's give it 10 minutes more. It's had 12 or something. 30. So let's go, I guess go. New folder go. So we're starting to learn Go that I've never used, I guess I have actually compiled it, but I don't count when you haven't even looked at the code, really. Basics. Uh, Go. Yeah, it works. Uh, well, actually not Go, actually SH here now. Whatever, let's go for Go. It's prettier colors. It's not Go though. I saw the end there, right? So it actually says what it is here. It says Verta shell. Uh, just compile is good enough for me. So I didn't know you could run without compiling. That's odd. I'm curious how it
Insulated
works.
Strobe says, best view ERSO and stream boo.
Okay, was it
Remove the
deleted from
space,
chat?
and they asked you.
Yeah, it was deleted from chat. So I wonder if that bad TTSing of that is, if I'm probably, my voice is worse, right? Go run. So this is obvious. So this one, install Go. So I'm just gonna skip the rest. If someone uses something else, they will understand, right? We're kind of color focused here in this word. So I don't like this link. It has this arrow. I'm just going to delete all of this. There. That's good enough. Prettier. I keep forgetting that it does that. So Installation compilation basic example. So this is enough for us to do a first test. And of course we want this. So I really want to do this now, but I'm kind of annoyed at the lights. I'm gonna drag pull down the curtain here. So I have increased the light a bit because uh, let's see here. So the brightness of the one on my right is 1%. On the left is 11%. And maybe I should just go gray today. Just late. And this one we can oh, that's like a bit of colors. So I was using the one with slightly lower brightness already. So I know I will go blurry. Mm, it's still quite bright light. So yeah, I'm gonna lower it. I might not be visible. I could turn the camera off, of course, right? So the back one is using HSI. Ah, that's so purple. I'm very purple. Green. This is a bit yellow. It doesn't look really orange here. Oh gosh, we're having a disco here. Now indefinitely an alien. So this is actually orange. It still looks purple to me. It still looks purple. So that's the lowest light level. It's brighter light from the back now. Could lower that one too. Mm-hmm. So, let's open this. That failed. Hmm. The problem with this, so what I saw was the possibility to have a custom VM for different tasks. So we could just have a Linux Go development machine, right? Or just developing stuff. But I would probably just use Kali, right? But let's try it for Windows. Well, that's what we just did, right? I don't want to use this web thingy. Hmm. So there's like several examples there. Okay, so you have to select the language. Let's just go next. So this is a few. We can see time here, right? Time typing now. Um, functions. And I can also see the structure of importing several things. So import time, time dot now. So I just added that. It's a useful functionality. Math round. Also, I think that even the first one, right? This annoys me. So I have to go several steps. So we always use these for the imports. So I'm assuming we require the function main. This is just examples. I'm thinking of putting them in these. So there we have the rand. So part of map. You can select a part of it. And then we can do rand dot int. And turn on the light on my keyboard. It's too low light here now. Int n. Rand dot int n int oh I missed math. Import math. And I am starting to type everything instead of copying to make my buddy remember. SQRT 7. Yeah, it's very logical and easy. So let's hop on. So we have here a G though, and I've also missed some other formatting print line versions. So let's actually add this to the top because it didn't. So import FMT. And actually not at the top because then we can't use all the examples. And I'm gonna go back to the darn start of everything again. No, even that far. Mm. Okay, okay. That's odd. Go back and go forward. So this is front line hello world. So now I'm curious about the connection to main and main. If main is always something that is in there or if it is just a general example thing again. Or if this one is called what this is, or if this is the package that is started. So does the name matter? So now we have time too. So I'm gonna grab this instead, replace the import this, and we're going to add this line. So then we're going to grab the round line too. It's a tab. If it's a tab, it's a tab. So far, we have used that, but now we got to what I was thinking was interesting, the math. As examples of output, you know, this is why we're here, because this is time and math, and this is actually not those. Oh, my tummy is, yeah, I hope I don't get sick. So I'm assuming this will work. We will try this out. Let's actually use this as our first example and actually run something and see if this works, because I was just guessing now. And it's good to confirm if it works. Let's check in on the Proxmox. So I said I'd give it 10 more minutes, and it got 20 more minutes, and nothing has happened. So we're going to first do shutdown, and now we can do next. So let's uninstall. Previous version. I said I remember compiling something, but long ago. It was just approval for installation. I started a bit backup before the reinstallation of the computer. So there's some bit of irony in installing programs before you're going to reinstall the computer, right? Mm, this was so slow. So if the VM had been on this computer, I would have understood. But so we did send shutdown. So now we're going to just stop it. We're going to overrule the things we sent before, and the quit failed here. So we checked here that it was just black. So it was quite some time ago. So before we start this, I'm going to restart this because it looks funny, right? So we're going to reboot this. Yeah, there's nothing to shut down. It's all already off. That was the machine restarting, so it's definitely off. So the installation of Go is copying files. So let's see how this looks when it comes up again. There's a mouse connected, lighting upwards, like a red key. Installation of Go is finished. Uh, so Let's make a new folder on H called Go. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to Obsidian, public, programming, Go. And this is where we're going to make stuff too. So I guess we open this with code and see if the stream crashes. Because that's what it sometimes does when we have the VMs running, but now we don't because they're not local anymore. This is new for me, but let's do a uh, first.go and we just paste this here. We save it and it will ask us to install stuff. So install. Uh, so trust that. We probably even didn't need to install other stuff because it might even have been installed by this because I installed some Go stuff before. I wonder what happened to the Proxmox server. If you managed to crash it too good when we started a lot of things. So this one, we don't have any squiggles or anything yet, at least. I don't think this is finished, is it? Maybe it is finished. Info. Hard drive activity could be Total is done with what it was doing. So let's assume this is done. And let's see if we can F5 this. It is thinking. Run, start debugging. Activating extension. Yeah, it's not done. Stuff spinning. Analysis tools. And then backupping files. Trying to access. Now the Proximus is on again. So I guess that the time, since we have so many more machines on it now, and now they look okay, all of them, it is taking a longer time to start, which is logical. Checking all the drives, all the things. So if we go to data center and check the storage here, we can only see that. Is there no place we can see all the disks? I guess VM disks. So now we have this little character here, the question mark. It is loading. Failed. Activation of logical volume data is prohibited while logical volume data T meta is active. 500. Uh, the DLV command is not available. Run go install v. GitHub go down. Whatever. It says install. Installing one too. Undefined math round. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I thought would happen. Ooh, what happened there? So I saved and it hopped like this. So now it is okay. Ah, that. And it sorted them in order. I didn't ask for that. Let's say, why did it like this? Control S. Okay. And we do want hello world. And we're going to see if we can run this now. Builder, GC flags, exit status 1. So let's see, can we do we do C comments? Yeah. So let's just do this first one and exactly remove these. There. Save that, run. We still get an exit status 1. Git config in Obsidian public. Can I find a main module? So why does it want Git? Okay, let's open another folder. Open folder. So let's open the main one because that's the logical thing to do. So this is the one we want to open. That's the normal open. And I closed the file. Programming, go. First go. Will it be happier now? No. Build alert, go build. PC flags. Ow. Cannot find main module. But it says main there and there. Oops. Okay, so let's go command line on it instead. And cmd there. cd programming, cd go. there. My fingers to ls. And let's check the notes for how we're supposed to do this in our basics. And the information we got, we could also run it, right? So if it were called hello.go, we would do this. So it is called first. So it works. And then let's compile it instead with build. And there. Now we have a first run. So it is just a mess with code. Let's see if we can make code do this. Because it's kind of nice if you can just press F5, right? Um, uninstall. Did we actually do something new? Subscription benefits, like I would subscribe. .NET tools. Still the same thing. Oh, so it was trying to launch a package. What if we do this now? No. So do we want to try file? It's called launch Mozilla directory 45 test photo. Well, it's already open. File. I guess we undo that because I don't know what I'm doing. Um, let's see if we can. It works fine. That's the prompt. That's CMD. It's easier. CMD, but in code, I get this error. Go, can it find the module in your project directory? Go mod init my project. Replace my project with your project name. I have no project. I'm running my first test files. I can Well, let's say can't I run simple tests in code? Go fast without setting up a full project. If you want to run basic debug VS Code, follow these steps. Go virgin and go run. If you're testing, open go follow. Yeah, but I want to click F5. Uh, set breakpoints. F5. You're not inside Git tracked. Go assumes it's a module. Uh, this is inside a Git and will be uh, like that. Uh, and let's just repeat the question. You can run the simple Git track directory without setting up a module. Here's how. We fix the cannot find main module issue in VS Code. Control Shift P. Go flags. Open command palette. Preferences. Open JSON. Uh, yeah, launch go file. That's what I just added and removed. Open VS Code and your Go file. Open command palette. Control Shift P. Control Shift P. Control Shift P. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. When I click CTRL plus Shift plus P, it's quite amazing that you can do this, right? Preferences, open settings, yes. This let's go on files requiring module. It's a built-in terminal in VS Code. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I want to start it with 5. Debugger files 5. If the debugger complains, manually create launch JSON. Let's compare this to what I have. Launch go file, go launch file auto. Let's grab this bit and compare it to that bit that is already there. So configurations, launch, this is just go file, go launch file auto. So mode auto, this is mode debug, this one is mode auto. So maybe we do auto here too. Maybe that did it. Hello world, it worked. So just adding auto instead of debug. Hmm. So the auto line here. Uh, changed this. I changed the line. Changed debug to, I guess it was mode, right? And now if I seem to work. Yeah, we just installed it. You can also command palette and view command palette. So let's try view command palette too, because oh, it's this thing. Yeah, debug go. Oh, go back. The problem with a language name like Go, right? All of these are about just the normal word Go. Except these, maybe, with the Go colon. It's hard to know. So what if we do remove those again and we go, yeah, C++ colon. Debug colon, developer colon, Docker, uh, what's Emmet? File, and then we have get, we have go colon, help colon, PowerShell I saw there, Python colon, yeah. Oh, so this is a problem with the shortcuts not working on Swedish keyboard. Everything is different. So if I want to toggle, I can't do this. This doesn't work. Uh, for example. So why is this underlined? So we can run it here. Let's now add one thing at a time. Let's start with time. And the timeline. And also just make test. Oh, it's saved. It's predefined it, of course. So hello world, the time is. So this works fine. So now let's do a random. And Control C will fix that. And F5.
Benny says, hey there.
Hi, Benny, welcome in. So I just testing my first things in Go. Just set up some Visual VS Code works with it. Command line worked before. So now we can close this. So my favorite number is 0. So we have to run it again to see that it's actually random. My favorite number is 0. Yeah, that's not correct. Uh, so now we got 9172, which is not 0. That's good. What a favorite number to have though, right? So it obviously got 0 twice, which is odd.
Benny says, are you on hacking staff?
I'm just learning stuff. So now I'm a bit too tired to do serious stuff. So I'm just learning a new programming language. uh, mm, you now have %G problems. Yeah, so it works. So this way of including both math and matran works. So I'm just experimenting from looking at a few examples on. We got some help here with getting code to work. Um, Here, I'm just clicking through these and grabbing stuff that seems interesting. The %G here. So let's see if we find something else fun. We can grab pi too, math.pi. And we have notes, so we put this in. And my notes are public, so if you would like to see my notes, you can just go to the page. Uh, let's make this. Observe that this is f. We have print f instead of print line here. In this one with a %G. Right? So I imagine if we wanted to do pi in another way, we would probably do it in several ways, because here we have the time now. We could do probably comma here. Let's actually experiment where we can test it. So let's open up this again. And let's paste a new line, and let's pi is. And this is no. Also, the printf has a \n here because it will not do a new line as print line, I'm assuming. So f5, pi is 3.14 by 5. Then that's how far I'm going on pi. So let's also do pi in another way. And let's do printf instead to learn this better. Pi is
Benny says,
%G.
anyway, I subscribed you. And I'm also started learning Python.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm going to make a course in Python, but I'm not prioritizing that now. But a lot of the content that will be in there is in my notes. Um, so this is my notes. So if you go to programming and go to Python here, you have quite a lot of Python notes. And here where I have Python course, there are a lot of examples of basic Python stuff. Like if you want to look at lists, for example, you have example to run here. It's quite long though. Not scope test of local and global variables. There's a class example here of a Python class. How to install libraries. Hacker stuff like home tools. So I haven't added data here because I have other stuff that here, Pwn Tools. So here's Pwn Tools Basics, core dump example, running assembly, tubes, installation. Here's how to run the shuttlecraft from the. Where did I put the examples for? Yeah, they will be here. They're just
Benny says, is it
Python
paid?
files. No, this is all available. So here are the examples of Python scripts for hacking. Here are my buffer overflow ones. So here's a automatic buffer overflow for a SUI binary on Linux, for example, using Pwn Tools. So I have done this I made this on streams, and it's not even color coded here. We could actually just open it up here. So it's much easier to look at it in code. So Python scripts for hacking, buffer overflow. So it looks much easier. It's much easier to read here if you want to. I'm not going to go through it now because I've already gone through it so many times on stream. But if you go to, let's see, GitHub,
Benny says, where can I get it?
there you can find my public notes, and this is my public notes. You have InfoSec, Lab, Linux, Obsidian Programming is what the Python stuff is. So here's like other basic stuff that has to do with hacking. There's also like streamer bot backup script, streamer related. But this is also available, but an older version on my web page. So fixit42.com notes. And we're just going to update these now because I just did it earlier. I prepared. So we're going to open a new version of the tool commander here. Let's see. Give it 2 seconds to start. I have a few things running now. So let's go for H and fix it. I'm like blind C, D, E, F here. And on the side, I'm going to open my FTP.
Benny says, I followed you on GitHub. You are inspiring me.
Thank you. That's the best ever comment, to inspire someone. So this is quite a big directory. I'm going to delete the notes that we just have up here. I'm going to delete this directory and make a new one. So we have a new notes here now, which is bigger than the old one, probably. So I'm last time I didn't delete it. Yes, we want to delete it all. So now there won't be any notes there for a little bit, because if I put 2 up there, I'm going to like get thrown out of my web hotel thingy. A lot of files. But you'll get an updated copy from today. So quite a few files. We could have done it in the background, but I still can't upload the other ones at the same time. So let's hop back to the other stuff meanwhile. And if you have any questions, just ask, and I'll do my best to answer. So this was just an example of a Python script that was useful for cybersecurity. But I just learned about percent %G here. Actually, we could ask ChatGPT. Um, printf. Printf percent %G explain and what percent question mark are there. Percent %G is a forward word. Floating point numbers is the most compact form. That matter switches between percent %E scientific and percent %F decimal notation based on the value size and partition. So that is why we have G. It will be depending on the size of the number. That's smart. There's also lots of them. This needs its own. Yeah. So not a link, this. It always looks like a link. Yeah, it definitely looks like a link, but it's not. Yeah, that's like a common bug, right? In ChatGPT, making it look like a link. Or maybe it's actually a link, but it's like hidden by the formatting somehow. Compact, float, copy. So go basics. Compilation installation, we're going to make a new formatting. Printf, and also uppercase P. And I don't like these fat things it makes. And also header shouldn't have column. It's always go here. More stars. Also, I should have just changed that. That's better. Sorry for the boring formatting thingy. And if we discover something that isn't correct here, or if we discover something that is not here, we will just add it. But this is probably the kind of thing that ChatGPT can do. So, pointer address. Also, I don't want dots at the end of these. And I'm actually going to read it. And it could have just grabbed from another language. Certainly, you never know, you know? So, let's see. We're going to test a few of these. Prints literal percent. Decimal. So what if we percent %D, the ones we had? So here. So let's put a D here, right? And it will tell us squigglies it wants. You can't format it like that. Good. but we should be able to format this as E for scientific notation, right? So let's run it with that. We should get scientific notation here instead now. So we have E plus 0, 0, which is not very good. So G was definitely better. This seems logical and nice. And also very similar to the one above. What I'm curious about is that we have an extra space here. So what if we remove these spaces? Because in the print line, maybe that was counted. And here we have the %T, we have a space here. Right, so we have this, we will only get one space then. And if we remove this space too, will there be a difference or will it be the same? I'm kind of assuming we will still have one space there. Yes, still one space. But it also added the space here again, so I don't think it matters anyway. I don't like this. This is not logical. But I guess it is a print line and not a format. We can't control the formatting. So I will probably mostly use this one. And also meaning we will do a \n at the end, right? So let's actually change the place of these. So let's put this one first so we can see this \n not being there first. They should be on the same line. Yeah. So here pi is, and then we add the \n, and it is outside of the string. It was very noisy about that, and I don't know if I like it or don't like it. I didn't read the message. But it's probably good, because you can't even make an error by mistake. So we have 2 pi is. Let's actually make...
Benny says, where can I get all that staff?
Staff, all that stuff. So let's see if this one, it deleted all the nodes. So let's copy the new nodes to this place, and we will soon have new nodes up on the web page. It is 644 megs to copy, so it's uploading it as quickly as it can to the web page, and then you will be able to access it again here. So let's go to this page now when it's not finished. So it's done a bit of it, right? So this might break now. So if you were looking for the programming in Python, it is here now in the Python course, which is not finished. If you want to see the operators, this page is not uploaded yet, so it will be there soon. It is going as quickly as it can, having uploaded 36 of 644 megs. So it's going. Yeah. So this is my notes just exported, and I will update the ones on the GitHub quicker, more often. So if you go to this GitHub link that I sent, and you go to my Obsidian public, then you have it here. All here, you have the programming, Python, and the Python course here, and we also had Pwn tools. We had Python scripts for hacking, buffer overflow, This is the Suite exploit generator. Here is just for a box on Acme script. Why is it not showing? Zero bytes. So it was just that file for some reason. It's quite similar to this one anyway. So you also have all the InfoSec stuff. And most of it is in the tools and info here, where you have different, for example, if you want to know about something SMB, which is here, like SMB get. If you run SMB get recursive on an SMB on a Windows share, then it will download all the files recursively. Mm-hmm.
Benny says I'm more on hacking, that's why I'm learning Python.
Ah, okay, nice. So I also have these start here. For example, if you're on the Linux box, you can look at these, and they don't look pretty here. They're supposed to be opened in Obsidian, not here, and lines are pulled together. It is messy. So here you will actually see it as it is. If you're not going to download it, that's a better way to see it. So we can look at the same one here. So Linux exploration, start here for Linux. Here you can see it's not just blobs of text, but it's indented and different lines and stuff. So what to look for in a file system and stuff. I don't know how much you've been doing it. So if you're a beginner, this might be useful. If you have better stuff, please tell me cool things to add. So we help each other, right? I recently got Hack the Box VIP Plus. So we're going to start doing Hack the Box boxes, but first I'm going to finish the Try Hack Me.
Benny
Oh
says the note
gosh.
page isn't opening.
Yeah, I know it's uploading still. So it isn't finished. Let's see. It's almost finished though. I might have had some cached. So it might do the most important ones at the end. It would only have downloaded new ones that I had not recently been to. So if I go to notes and I control F5 here, yeah, it loads. So hopefully you should get it now. So it's done. It's done. Just check the older versions here. So these two are just nothing. Just delete. Yeah, I think it deleted those. So this one is like 2 then. And this is like 1. And this is like 3. And 1, 2, 3. We have a slight increase every time.
Benny says yes, it worked.
Nice, nice, good. So now all of the things should be easier to read here. So if you go to not Linux, InfoSec, tools and info and Linux. Also, you can click here to find these common files like the Linux ones. And see this one. And then we have a little bit of a graphics bug here with a dash hopping on top. So it's not perfect this, but it looks better than it does on GitHub at least. If you don't want to clone it yourself. Yeah, you really need more SQLi stuff. Should add more here. I should do web stuff. Yeah, and this can happen when you go back with the back. Just cancel if this happens. And all files don't have links, it's just those, so you can just browse around and check. And there's also like JPEGs. That's someone else's image. It's stolen. So generally lots of different things. Here we need to add stuff. Android. Yeah, so I just started looking at bug bounty stuff. It's almost empty. So now it's updated. I can see that it's the latest version here. So
Benny says I am completely newbie.
great. You're welcome to come here every like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. um, I'm hopefully streaming all of those days at least. Maybe it'll be something more. So what I'm doing right now is learning Go, and I'm not doing like reading all of these things. I'm just looking at the code. As I know other languages, I'm just like, oh, so this is how this works, this is how this works, you know? So now we can see we have our first other function that actually does something. So we can just copy this to our notes.
Benny says I joined your Discord and I'm sure I will learn so much from you.
Yeah, great. Welcome into the Discord. So I thought about actually streaming there too today because I was starting to feel a bit tired. So I'm actually, my audio isn't there right now. I didn't not join it. So there's a Learn Together group where you can just hop in, and if you want, you can also stream your screen and we can share stuff and be like, not just me streaming, but you can show stuff and ask stuff or teach stuff, whatever you want. And there's also like a general one. And I can see that someone new went into here. Oh gosh, and I have so many groups. Like 100, because that's the maximum. So I'm not always very active, but just I hop in and check and trying to make it more active now. Because we have quite a lot of people now actually. So we could, if we just chat a little, we can get started. So let's see here. Also, you can hop in there if you wanna talk live on stream. Let's actually make a new group for this, right? Uh, so should we put it under streaming?
Benny says I see you're experienced.
Thank you. I'm experienced in IT at least. I don't know about other stuff. Programming too, I guess. So we want a voice one that is called on stream, right? So if you hop into this one, you risk being on stream. Um, so let's create it, and I'm hopping over there instead. So if you hop in here, you might be heard on stream if you want to talk with your real voice. But if you want to fix your voice or your settings on the TTS, you can click the link there. You can say how your name should be pronounced, and you can set your voice to one of the ones that already exist. So now I hopped over to this one instead. So if anyone wants to be on stream, I could mute myself, of course, here, so we wouldn't get an echo. I don't know. We could try this out. So I noticed before that when I actually Yin hopped in on Discord, and I didn't see him in the desktop audio. So let's see if I can make myself be double audioed. But I guess it knows that it's me talking anyway. But I can test that another day. Let's just quickly do a check of voice and video and output device. Yeah, so I guess I couldn't do much different here. Speakers. Right, so what if we do this one? Will this work now? If someone were to hop in here. So I saw the blip there. Uh, yeah, there's a test. Now we have like an echo. Good. So that probably means that if I have these at the same, the thing I am listening to the desktop, if this is what's here, and I think it will go through the audio.
Benny says, where do you based? I'm from Ethiopia.
I'm in Sweden. I'm Swedish. So we have people from all over the world. Before today, we had, yeah, we've had so many different places already. I don't remember all of them. Ah, yeah. There. So Discord, I'll keep it up. So if you want to speak with your own voice and not type, you can hop in there in the group. And of course, it's as always. This is a like family friendly channel, so you should like select your words with that in mind. So let's see there. Now I can see myself again. Well, usually I don't have this dark in this room, but my eyes was getting tired. It's starting to get late, you know. It's midnight. 23:54 here. What time do you have? Uh, I'm not good with Ethiopian time zones, I must admit. Let's grab this function here and let's put it in the notes. So I made one called functions, and I have a few examples here how we can import uh, mm, imports and basic function, and we will give this one as an example here, and we will say that it's go, and of course we want the call for it to it's not necessary really.
Benny says, so in which platform you're active, or if I want to connect with you, or to ask you how can I talk to you?
So the Discord is a good place, and then I stream on here on Twitch, but I also stream on YouTube at the same time. So in YouTube you can always put comments, but I would just type on Discord, and if there's something you can always send a message to me personally on Discord too, and also on Twitch. But I'm not sure I will see those as quickly. Uh, so I'm sure you can reach me if you want to. So let's hop back here and go to the next one, because the function, it's just to know that it's called func. And we can see that we have the int value the output value will be an int here in between the parentheses for the input variables. We see an int, and then we have bird wings here containing the actual functionality of the function. So it's very easy and simple if we just remember to put the int here and that it's func, that is the name. And I'm sure we will see that. We can cut and paste together stuff. So what's the difference between these really? Oh, so xy int, x int, y int, xy int. Yes, I would prefer to have it explicitly given like this. But we can see here that we can shorten it down and it has the same functionality. So it's good to know for reading code, if nothing else. We can also output two values, and then we would return two values. Yeah, this is let's grab this one too, and let's put this. So my screen switching kind of died. Let's see if it start working. I'll have to do it manually. There. So let's make another basic function. Example, go. And now I think I can switch again. Good. So let's see if we have any more
Benny says, I think Discord
examples.
is better. I will talk to you on that. Thanks for your
Yeah.
kindness. I'm going to sleep.
Oh yeah, do that. I should go to sleep too. I'll do it very soon. I'll just learn a little bit more about Go and then. So welcome into Discord again and welcome into Twitch. And see you another day. And also you're on YouTube, so Twitch has a better interface. It's just a tip. But you're very welcome to be there on YouTube. It's easier to see also when someone is streaming, but you could get notifications from Discord. Good night. Bye bye. From d.println, yeah. So what I'm looking for is the Python equal thing, like import star from something, to not have to do the fmt dot, because most languages have something like that, right? If it's not there by default. But also the fully explicit ones, that is nice touch too. Yeah. Maybe we could alias things, because I can imagine these will get long sometimes.
Benny says, thanks, baby.
Bye bye. Or night night. Maybe. Some. Y. Return. Oh, this is a new return way. I like it. Split 17. Yeah, this one I have to run. 710. So it writes the return values. The input value is 17, and it gives us the part. Interesting. So the return value will be x and y. And when we set the value of x and y, those are what was returned. Interesting. I like this. I understand why people like Go. This is a very nice way. Uh, so, named return values. Uh, yeah, that's the only one that requires a comment. Those other ones are too obvious. So, package name import font var c. This is the first time we have variables. Well, like this. So var. let's make a new one called variables. Because I'm assuming we will have types and stuff. Yeah. So oh, this is an interesting example because C is not. Yeah, C is there. I was thinking like, is C not there? It is. So C, Python, Java, bool, var I int. So this is obviously a scope difference, and these are global. So let's just grab some examples. Go paste and var I int and no semicolons, though it is similar to C. It's also not object oriented, right? So that's my like, how can it be good without being object oriented? Initializing the values too. Yeah. I'm gonna grab these two lines, and I realize why they do that, but I don't feel it's necessary yet. They will add something about scope later. So var, we can set values. Var C, Python, Java, true, false, no. Ooh. These don't have types, do if the type is omitted, the variable would take the type of the initializer. So if an initializer is present, the type can be omitted. The variable it takes in the type of the initializer. I don't like this, but it is the way it is. So I'm kind of like avoiding languages for these kind of things. That's what I'm accepting I can't do now. So as a comment on that, I don't like leaving a line not changed, stealing it. And I don't really like the sentence either. So if a value is given, it's loud, meaning I don't think it's good. So omit the type. And it's kind of understood that it will it'll get the type of the value. Not liking it, but it's life, right? So I like explicit stuff. Hi, welcome in.
Born Again says, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so I'm just grabbing some examples here and learning Go by checking them out, and we test run some stuff. We got Go working in code and install it generally in Windows here. It's easier, of course, in Linux, but why do the easy way? So this was a bit tricky actually. So have you used Go?
Nice.
So I just said that I don't like that it's not, it doesn't have to be explicitly The types they don't have to be set. Here we know that it's int 1 and 2. Here they just C, Python, Java, true, false, no. So one's a string and two are booleans. I don't like it. By the way, it's saying true to C. Does it mean that this is C code then? Let's run it, by the way. We can click the run button. 1, 2,
Yeah.
true, false, no. So,
What do you think about Rust?
so I'm about the same level on Rust. I have this document up, but I felt like I wanted to try Go because someone suggested it to me actually when I was asking which one you think that I should do because I'm comfy with OOP stuff and this is not OOP. And I don't get why anyone would do it not OP. I'm like, why make it more complicated than it has to be, you know? Why? So I guess I will find out, hopefully. I do want it explicit though, if we can. So I'm not gonna do that way. So let's see here. So this was a new one. What's the difference? They put all the variables here. Sets equals. Yeah, a lot of the things are like I get the Pascal vibes. This is Pascal syntax from, oh gosh, what year did I learn that? Well, the start of the 90s, I guess, or even earlier. Uh, I thought of a functionary statement when it was like 13, maybe, I don't know. Outside a function, every statement begins with the keyword var func and so on. Such equals construct is not available. Okay, so this only is available within the function. Assign a short assignment statement that can be used in place of a var declaration with an explicit type. Even more shaky stuff. So we need to add this to variables. Uh, so instead of var statement, let's say var declaration. Instead of var declaration, well, let's say used. Can only be used within functions. So let's see that I actually inside a function. Yes. So I'm assuming we can't use it outside, but let's test because that's the only way to know. So we haven't got any functions in here. I haven't felt the need to test anything with this. So what will this say? Go build. Syntax error, non-declaration statement outside function body. Kind of obvious, right? So if we put it in here, let's see what it says now. Declared and not used. Yeah, I can assume that this was a use warning. So let's just hello world, comma k. right? And we got rid of the squiggly, and if we run it, we get hello world 3. Let's scroll up. Hello world 3. Yeah, not a very pretty example, but it works. So we know that. Basic types. Yeah, this is a nice list.
What's your favorite language?
I don't know, but I guess I use Python the most now. So I guess it's very nice and quick, as it's a scripting language, and it's useful for hacking stuff, right? So, and I would also suggest someone starting with programming to start with Python. Um, types. Types. We're going to actually header this and do uppercase and just paste all the types. Represents a Unicode. Well, it can be spaced out. I don't care. It's grouped. So let's see what else we got here. Also, the variable declarations may be factored into blocks, as with import statements like this with parentheses. Var, uint, 32-bit, 32 system, 64-bit. All right, so integer value is int, unless you have a specific reason to use. So will be sized after your system 32, 64 bit. Let's just do that. So how are you doing? When you need, what's your favorite language, by the way? When you need an integer value, you should use int unless you have a specific reason. I already read that. So let's grab an example of this. And here we can see uppercase T and V. And let's confirm this with what we had here. So uppercase T, type. Right, very nice. It's correct. This is ChatGPT list, so I'm confirming that's true, parts of it. V, percent V, default format. I like that. Default format and the type. Usually don't like that. I do like this, and I want like almost the full example here of this one. Oh, they have a name here, basic types go. First, let's run it so we can see it executed. So bold value false. uint64, you can see here. Value. And complex 128. Oh, that's a cool data type. 2 plus 3i. Complex square root. And we have math complex here. A fun name too. instead of typing out the full one, they're kind of shorting it, but still it's easy to read, like format complex, right? Yeah, I'm liking parts of it, I'm not liking parts of it. I like the %T and %V. And library naming. So by the way, let's see if our Proxmox server is feeling okay now. So I started it, restarted it, and we got a little question mark here. So why would we have this? So it is just restarted. So what if we do this? So we can see the ISO images. We don't have any backups. This is more simple thing. We can also see the usage. We're using 34 gigabyte of 482. And on this one, we can see the summary, usage NA. Okay, that's interesting. So we don't know how much we're using. That's not good that it doesn't know. So we can't do this one either. So these are what? Corrupted? How do we fix this? Let's actually grab these messages. And I guess we do ChatGPT again. Proxmox. VM data storage error. It typically means that there's an issue with the pool metadata for the data volume, and steps to resolve it. So let's check these. So we don't want to leave this in a bad status. So let's make shell here, and let's try LVS A. So data. So these are all the snapshots. They have names. These are the VM's drives. The partitions for 1, 2. These are just 1. This one is 3 again. So what I am seeing is that the Windows ones have 3 partitions, 3 disks, and the Linux one have ones of 1. Right, I don't have it up here. Let's actually move this window over here, and we can look at this here. So we have an 80 server, which has 3. This one has 3, and the Kali 02 there, it only has 1. This one, 3. It only has 1 too. 4 only has 1. 5. Windows Server again. It has 3. Meaning newer machines than Windows 10. Newer Windows as the Windows 10 have more drives. And then the Debian and the Kali machine called the Proxmox Kali. Proxley also has that. So, and this looks nice. It's all specified. It's not like not informational, right? So we did hit the limit here. So we have to wait to 3 a.m. I'm not gonna. manually activate the thin pool. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so I have nothing to lose. It doesn't matter if this dies anything, so usually these things are kind of mostly accurate. But it could, like, just say, do this and everything will be fixed. Oh, well, the data was deleted. Uh, so this has been fun setting it up, so do you want to activate component LV in read-only mode? Let's just test this. Allow an activation. So let's see if ChatGPT can fix it without our help. So it got data about the names from the error message. And we're trying to repair it. Truncating metadata. Okay. That's what it's doing to repair it. The next is restart. So I'm assuming it's grabbing this from a site. So we will see what happens with that. I'm grabbing it's probably grabbing it from some article or something. So it is done. Let's see what it says. Volume group data, insufficient free space, 94 extents, 4065 required, LV data, data meta 0, also backup of unrepaired metadata. If when no longer required. LV data, data meta 0. Let's just do that. So first of all, let's see if it looks different. So it looks the same. Uh, LV remove. No, I click it. LV remove data. Data meta 0. And let's check this thing. So total 1.79 T. So what happened before is that one machine crashed this one, and I was actually going to delete it, but we messed with the hard drives to see if we could fix some stuff before we delete it, because this is imported from VMware, and I think it's a bit like messed up. Yeah, but not as much as I thought, because it was kind of filled up the drive there too. So NA, so the drive should not be full. If we check there, the summary, the disk size here is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 78900, 1 TB, right? So we should have half of the disk drive left, except for the snapshots, right? Um, I have to look into the network thing later. So we can't see anything here. Activating LV data data failed. Activation of logical volume data data is prohibited while logical volume data data T data is active. So can we just close everything down? Let's try another restart. That's actually what it suggests too. It's this, right? We can run this. So we have all the question marks here now. So it is up. Uh, this is still in the same state. It said it didn't have enough room. We could add another disk to this, but how did this happen? I'm kind of blaming this. Let's actually start this one. It didn't stop in a good way. And it still has using 8 gigabytes, though it had been trying to stop for half an hour. And the apt update crashed, upgrade crashed. So I don't know how much it messed up stuff. Obviously a lot, right? Because that's the only thing. So this is just an headless Debian, the new Kali VM, just installed on fresh. This is just a copy of this one. Right, let's actually delete this one because it's not even started, and the same with this one. It's not installed as anything. Let's delete the ones that we can just do without having any problems at all because we haven't done anything. It's just clones. So purge all the stuff from this, and we need to type 105, remove. So as these are just copies. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh gosh, this is a note for the snapshot that this was copied from. That's funny. Um, so we can see that something is used in use. We can also see what's running on this one. And here it says it has Intel 8 cores. So 0.05, 0.35, 0% of CPUs. So I had this that it was 8 from somewhere, and then I read 4, and I was like, okay, I was wrong. but obviously I wasn't fully wrong. So this one had restart now, it's just not updating quickly. So we can see quickly if a machine is running. It will not have a start button, for example, and it will have stats. So I did delete this one, and I'm curious why it's not disappearing. Remove 105. Actually, let's click this one because it will probably tell us destroy, start, error activating, failed. Uh, yeah, so the things we did, we need to go backwards probably. So let's grab that window. Where is it? No, I closed it. So so yes, and activate. Mm, mm, undo. So so let's do backwards. Is he used by another device? Hmm. Oh, darn. That's a problem. I guess we copy. Hmm. First of all, let's see what happens now. If we try and yeah, the shell is running. That's correct. Um, if you try to delete this one now, remove. Oh, 152. So now it worked. Destroy, okay. So we're going to destroy 104 too. Because these are just cloned machines. This is a copy of this one, and the other one was a copy of the 80 server at the previous point before it was an 80 server snapshot. So There. So pretty worked. Um, good. Let's see if we can start the Kali machine. Actually, let's see if this works now. It does. It works. So the problem was solved. Interesting. So I didn't have to do anything with this one. You must be able to use more than half the disk before it like goes exclamation mark on you. So we're going to do this, which needs this. And we can see here all the size it takes to, right? So do you realize that these seem kind of big, right? The snapshots are not incremental in any way. They just do a full darn thing. That's the problem. So we can't use snapshots like I usually do. They do a full darn thing. Okay, so we just use one snapshot per machine. We can't do snapshots for a big one because look, this is what happened. 300 gig for every snapshot. Let's ask stupid ChatGPT this question. Uh, this output looks crazy. Does the snapshot really do the snapshot? This is just nonsense. Take the full HDD size, 300 GB. Yes, snapshots in LVM can take up significant amount of space, but you don't always take the full size of the original disk. Here's what's happening: snapshots and space usage. And let's TTS this while we look at other stuff.
Snapshots and space usage. A snapshot initially takes very little space, but as changes occur to the original volume, the snapshot will start consuming space to store those changes, deltas. When you take a snapshot, it uses metadata and copy on write, cal, blocks. The more changes that happen to the original volume, the more space the snapshot will consume. Snapshots of large volumes, the size of the snapshot, 100.00G or 300.00G, represents the size of the original volume
This
at the
is
time the
just
snapshot was
one
taken.
80
However,
server.
it doesn't mean that the snapshot initially takes up all that space. It's only when changes to the original volume occur that the snapshot space usage increases. Current snapshot usage. In your output, you have several snapshots with large sizes, 100 GB or 300 GB. These are large due to the size of the original volumes, but they don't immediately consume that space. Over time, if many changes occur, the snapshots will start consuming more space, potentially filling up the volume if not managed properly.
So why did it act like it was full? Because I don't think it's realistic, you know. So if we look at the actual drives, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 700, 800, right? And I deleted 2 that were copies. By the way, we need to document these commands. Let's see what it said after this. If you have snapshots you no longer need, there's a good idea to remove them to free up space. You can remove a snapshot. Yeah, we just delete them in the UI. You can also check snapshot usage with VGS. VGS, the VGS. So we're using this much, and the reason we went over and it with exclamation mark on us. Yeah, so we used more than we had. That's crazy. Okay, let's TTS that while I fix it.
It looks like your data volume group, VG, is running low on free space, with only about 16.25
That's
GB left
crazy.
available, V-free. This could be due to the snapshots, especially the large ones consuming space.
Yeah.
Here's what you can
So
do.
these are the
Check snapshot
snapshots.
usage, use LVS again to see if any snapshots have grown significantly and are consuming free space. If the
So
snapshot
these are
size,
tiny,
example
tiny
100 GB,
changes.
300 GB, is larger than the actual data that has changed, it can consume a lot of space. Remove unused snapshots. If there are snapshots you no longer
So
need,
let's
you
remove
can
this
remove them to free
one.
up space.
We
For
can
example,
install a fresh
remote
Windows
/dev
again.
/data /snap
But
underscore
the
VM
one with
100 disk
Vertio
0 underscore
drivers
AD installed.
is the one that's
Repeat this for
interesting.
any unnecessary snapshots, particularly the larger ones. Snap underscore VM 100 disk 0 underscore enable
So the
RDP.
snapshot
Snap underscore
possibility
VM
just
200 disk
disappeared
0 underscore
from
Kali full
our
install,
graphs.
etc. Consider extending the volume group. If snapshots are needed but you still want more space, you can add more physical
So this is
volumes,
crazy,
PVS, to the
totally
volume group to
crazy.
increase available storage. Reduce the
So
snapshot size.
this
If you
was
don't want to remove
enabled
snapshots but want
BPRDV.
to reduce their impact, consider reducing the snapshot size by creating them with more specific storage or using smaller volumes. Once you clean up unnecessary snapshots, you should see more free space in the vFree field of VGS.
So as we were just using, I imagine the snapshots would work like in VMware, that they were tiny to start with, and as it said grow, but they seem to just grab all the data uh, at once. So 80 is now installed. I'm kind of good with it not having a backup, that it's just where we are. So I'm going to remove that one too, and just have the fresh install if we want to make a new server. So let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guess only thing is clicking around. So installed Spice VD agent. This one we will need to start before we know if it's good. This one we cloned before. And we started updating, but it crashed. So now I think we know why we were having problems. So we can't actually have more machines if we want any snapshots. So Kali Fullerus plus desktop. Got the files from the old VM. You are here. So we're going to start this one first, as this is the important one. And the Debian one, I should have used a tinier drive. And we can just remove the snapshot because it takes 100 gig of the drive. So I did not expect this. I did not. Very, very surprised. So this one has 2 snapshots. And as this isn't worked fully after I did this, I want to make sure that it's working fully before we continue. And it's almost 1 a.m. and I'm feeling a bit sick, so it's time soon to say goodnight. But I want this working fully. Let's run the check. So I closed the shell, right? Yeah. So let's just open it again. And let's run the VGS. And now it says 16G. This is just odd. It's not possible to be correct. So all these extra ones are deleted. So we have disk 0, 1, 2 for 100. We have 2, 3, and 200, two different ones. Those are just 300 each. So we'll fix those now. So let's console spice. So this is my new main Kali. And I want to make sure that it works. Good. And I will remove something. So this is what I mean. We'll check that it works correctly. So Debian also asks you for where to download from, right? Mirrors. So, oh gosh, I guess we broken packages. That's usually what's the thing when it's not wanting to install stuff. But I've never seen it say broken packages before. I should compare the files on my Debian machine here that we installed, the headless, and these, because there I use a Swedish server. There I see SE, mirror SE. Yeah, so it's using Swedish stuff now for some of it. So while it's going, let's go. Let's go. As in go. Um, Yeah, this example was nice. Gosh. Oh, we're definitely in variables. So I'm thinking of bringing the whole thing. Uh, block variable declarations. Declaration. So maybe we should just delete this bit. And this is more like a formatting thing. Right, and it's the same variable twice. I was like, why are there two variables? Of course, because it has to see both types. So let's put this example here too. I like this variable, it was cool. The shifting is nice. So it's UN64, so we know to do 64 steps. UN64 value. As if we, what would we use those numbers for? Something, I guess. So I think we're done with this nice example. Variables declared without explicit initial value are given their zero value. Oh, right, and we can see the zero value. So we will see the Boolean zero value here too. And I'm not surprised. But they are zeroed automatically. Let's write that in text. Not initialized variables. They are given the types zero value, false for so good that they both work in my left ear because I want to be able to hear in one ear, and they kind of fall out of my right ear. It's obviously a bigger ear well, what is called variables, not variables. Also for string dot. It's kind of logical for the numerical ones, right? And I would say uninitialized instead of not, but I think they said not, so maybe they didn't. Converts value v to type t. Some numeric conversions. So, not much to say about this, is it? Just types. Conversion. Go. Go, go, go. So I'm looking at this thinking if I should just grab this or if I should like grab this as an example. This is quite a nice f float 64. We get the type for the variable, then we just convert it and square root this. Convert it to the right type before this. And here is a uint. So this is the uint version. We don't need that. This is simpler. Int 42, and then we convert the I and the F. Yeah. So this shows how we just use a type name to convert to it, right? And this is just to make it code. That's good enough. There will of course be other types. Func main b, so that's equals plus I. Change me. V is of type run. So E is of type complex 128. So 0.00001. Zero point 0.1, well, of course, we could just now it's a float instead. Now it's an int. So why are we doing this? Type inference. And declaring your error. Yeah, so we already had this in the notes. So I'm disappointed that I looked at this. Ah, whatever. Constants, yeah, something new, const. Declare like variables, but with a const keyword instead of var then. Can be character string, boolean, numeric. Cannot be declared using sets equals, because they're not set to something. So, but they can also be declared within a limited scope. Okay. First of all, let's actually make variables a uppercase. And let's say conversion, let's set constants here. Uh, Constants, use const instead of var dot, well, not const, but const. Well, can it be more simple? And we can see that they can have different scope. So let's just go to the next one. Numeric constants are high precision values. Untyped constant takes a type needed for byte context. Typing need into big to try typing need into big. An int can store a maximum of 64 bits. Const create a huge number by shifting one bit 100 places. In other words, a binary number that once followed by 100 zeros. Big. Small equals big. Shift 99. Func need int 1 int. And here they're showing us that we don't need any. Very nice after Python. That's the only bad thing with Python. But it's not really a problem, it's just getting used to it. But the positioning is important. Func need int x int int. Return 10 times x plus 1. Okay, so it's just adding 1 and multiplying by 10. Func need float. I'm too tired. So, well, counts can be declared in the second way here. So I'm a bit sweaty. I have 27.8 degrees in here now by both computers being on and the door being closed. Oh my god, it's minus 7.8 outside.